Will and Ralf join us now. Good morning to both of you. Welcome to the
morning.
Thank you. So good. Yeah. Tell us a little bit about it, because this was you two, as I see it, a little bit more stripped back, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Sometimes literally, yes.
yeah, literally, so. Yeah. We wanted to do something like this for a long time, and, you know, it's about timing when we're both available, because we obviously have to do different things.
And we're both very successful. We're both very busy. What are you talking about?
Very busy people.
What are you talking? Most of the time we're sitting at home hoping for a job.
Yeah. We begged them, and Dave said yes to our own service.
Yeah. We said we'd pay them to let us do it.
So we go around the country, find ourselves in situations we wouldn't normally be in, and it's called Will and Ralf Should Know Better, and it's what we can learn, how we cope with the situation we're in. Every episode's got a different story to it, so strength, or we lived off grid, didn't we? Went and met people who live a different life, and yeah, it's about us testing ourselves at this middle age now and seeing how we get on.
And that's the thing. There's a subtext to this, which is really nice, which is the two of you go off on a road trip, like oldest friends. You've got a lot of stories to share and experiences to share. But actually, what comes out of it is the stories about growing into middle age together and stuff that you haven't talked about all your lives.
Well, it's twofold, really. Yes, it's exactly that. Suddenly, I'm 44. I won't do my usual joke. He's 48.
He usually says he's 56.
I love the fact they never look at each other when they're talking.
I knew what was coming.
But yeah, he's 48. Like we feel. Neither of us feel particularly old, but we're unarguably middle-aged men now. But so there's that sort of what does that mean for us? But also, you add to that the fact that we knew each other and became known to people when I was 22 and he was 26 in a very, you know, we were lads, we were young lads in a very plain laddie lads in a kind of laddie show, written by a woman, but a laddie kind of show. Yeah. The world was kind of a bit of a more laddie place back in 2002, and the world's changed, and so have we. It was like, what does that mean? How does it mean for us to get older and sort of represent that?
I wanted to test myself as well, you know, like when you just got to go on adventures and see how you cope, because we're very different, and that's why it works. How we come out of situations and how we approach situations is very different.
I mean, there's a lot of laughs because we make each other laugh a lot. But I think one of the things I look back at now and that I'm really proud of is we honestly really didn't know what was going to happen. And the thing that we both agreed on before we went on it was just to go, nothing's off the table. Nothing's off. We'll talk about anything. Anything that comes up, we just go with it. And it's very unguarded.
It's quite freeing, isn't it, when you get that opportunity to say, listen, I'm OK with you knowing everything that I'm good, and sharing that with everybody. It's a different thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I mean, especially when we're on stage with the Dream Boys. I mean,
we were sharing everything.
We shared a lot. I'd say the biggest mistake I made about being on stage with the Dream Boys was inviting my wife, because she suddenly realised she's got some regular old crackers. And because she's like,
yeah, but you've got the moves, though, haven't you? You've got the moves.
Listen, the problem is, I thought we just danced. I didn't know they got the willies out.
He said this to me on camera. He goes, so we're dancing with the Dream Boys. And I was like, so basically you've signed me up tonight because I was getting fully naked. He goes, we don't get fully naked, do we? And I'm like, yes! Why have you agreed to this?
You go all the way, then?
Yeah,
well done, lads. Yeah. Was it liberating? How did you feel at the end of it?
I think it was cold in that theatre. I want anyone who feels disappointed by what they saw. Just like, there are many excuses as far as I'm concerned. That's all I'm saying.
We had 3 hours to learn the routine, and we were on stage in front of 2,000 women, and it was...
And they were up for it. They were up for it.
Quite scary, isn't it?
How did you find visiting Man Camp? Tell us what Man Camp is.
Man Camp
took a turn, didn't it?
Yeah, Man Camp is a place, again, where we didn't know much about it, and it's a thing, every part of this journey, we're doing something that really we're unfamiliar with, and the Man Camp is a place where they encourage men to go and talk about anything, their feelings or any emotions that they've probably pushed down, and they don't open themselves up, and we were dreading it. It was like, oh, we don't...
But do you agree? Me, certainly, personally, I was, you know, the Dream Boys, it's like, oh, here we go, but, like, whatever, throw yourself into it. I would rather have skydived out of a helicopter. I had to do anything. But for me, just going into this Man Camp and just going, right, look at each other in the eyes, talk about feelings, talk about... And we probably, if we're honest, both approached it with a bit of like, here we go, we're just making a TV show, a bit of cynicism, and we were both very taken aback by how affecting it was. And
it made me ask
it's all there on camera.
I had to speak to a stranger in front of me and said, can you tell this person in front of you the last time your heart was broken? And I started talking, and from nowhere, I just burst out crying. And all these emotions, because I'd lost my dad, and I didn't know this was going to come out, and all this stuff came out of me, and I couldn't stop it.
You didn't expect that.
I felt so weak at the time. I was like, well, where's all this come from? And I didn't realise how much I was holding on to. And I suppose that's what their job is, to unlock the door that you didn't know needed opening. And it was tough. It was tough. And I'm taking that with me now, and I'm actually going to start talking to somebody, because obviously I'm holding on to stuff that I didn't know about.
I think that's why it's an important bit of telly, lads, because people can watch this and I can definitely resonate with your emotions and your feelings, and I think a lot of middle-aged men will, because we don't talk about things, and just someone going on television saying talk about it.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
It doesn't really work for me. So watching someone else experience it may well do.
We want to, when we talk about it and we want people to watch it, we want to be clear, like, it's very funny.
It's more funny than anything else.
There's a lot of laughs.
But it is a proper journey.
But honestly, in terms of the responses I've had, and we've both had on social media, I've had some of the most beautiful messages about any job I've ever done. And loads of people going, I watched your show and it really made me realise I need to face up to this, or deal with this, or talk about this, or open up. And I guess that thing I said about us being lads in 2002 and whatever, you might not have expected it from us. Frankly, we didn't expect it.
We didn't know.
So it's all kind of there. It was all a surprise to us.
But that's why it works.
It feels like it's been really resonant.
If you set out to find
we didn't want to go out.
Exactly.
And we want to encourage people to get out and do stuff. And we're sort of going, we're going out, we're doing this. We don't know how we're going to react, but we'll show you how we do react. And hopefully it resonates with people in different ways.
I bet this is the longest you've ever spent with each other. And you've known each other for 20 years, but is this the longest you've spent together?
Well, we're in the car all day, every day.
It's an interesting question, because
filming.
we've actually spent loads of time together when we've been away filming.
Yeah.
But it was when we were younger, and we were very different. But we actually say it in the show that we've known each other 20 years, but we didn't really know anything about each other. We knew, like, banter and laughs and, what's Man United doing and whatever, and we'd have a laugh. But actually, who we were as people, didn't really know anything about each other, which is... Because,
such a guy thing, that, though.
Yeah, but it is a very man thing, and I particularly, you can know me for 20 years and know nothing about me. I've always... And so Will's talked about what happened with him, but to me as well, I had this sort of experience where I was like, it's okay to kind of just be a little bit more open, and it was kind of profound.
We cried laughing a lot of the times through this series.
Really?
So it's just been an amazing journey. And
Will getting any mud on him is one of my favourite things I've ever said. Like, it's the funniest thing, honestly.
Really?
And he shrieks.
Yeah,
he's like, and it's honestly, and it makes me howl with laughter.
We did an episode about ageing, and I went to this place, where they can look at your face and say, "So, how old do you think we are?" I said, well, this woman said I was 54. He's like, and she put a derma roller on my face, needles on a roller. So, where'd you get your kick casualty?
He was so earnest with her. She's like, so, maybe a bit of Botox. A lot of men are doing this now. And he said to her, just look at me and just be honest. If you look at my face, how old do you think I am? She went, judging by your face now, 54. That was it. It was one of the best moments of my life.
She probably thought 56, but I'm doing my favour.
Being polite.
2 years off.
Thank you, gent. Stream all episodes of Will and Ralf, you should know better, free on you.
Thank you
guys.
so much.
Thanks for having us on.
Thanks, guys.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to say thank you for visiting our This Morning YouTube channel. Now, listen, we upload new content every day, so go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss out. And we'll see you in the morning.